So just on Monday, 1 year after leading the Denver Broncos to their Super Bowl 50 championship, Gary Kubiak stepping down as the team's head coach due to health concerns, coming off of what Brandon just said in a segment beforehand. And as we are doing this taping here on Tuesday, Denver is one of 6 teams, as you take a look, with head coaching vacancies. 3 teams in California, but virtually everyone is saying the best, most enviable job, the Denver Broncos.
Well, I'm not saying that. I think it's a good job. I think it's the second best job on the list, the job that I would take, assuming that I had the right general manager, you know, on top of me, helping me get the players that I want, would be the L.A. Rams. Think about that. You got a new stadium coming. You got a first overall pick in Jared Goff sitting there. You got running backs. You got wide receivers. You got one of the best defenses in football. And you don't have John Elway hanging over every move that you make. And John, and you and I both know this.
Cash?
Well, cash. He's got a lot of cash as well. So he'll spend some money. He wants to bring a big-name coach here. That's why I think Sean Payton's going to L.A. I think, in my heart, that if the Rams had their choice, somehow they will extract Sean Payton out of New Orleans, no matter what they're saying.
Okay, but first off, you know I disagree with that assessment of L.A. Think of all the things you just said. So many things to fix. And, oh, and by the way, maybe that's what they're missing is a John Elway. They need somebody like that to run the football team. I will say this. If I'm L.A., the one guy I'm going to hire is going to be an offensive coach. It has to be. You got the #1 pick in the draft last year, Jared Goff. It was not a good rookie year for him, even on a bad football team. But wait. You're going to be a coach in the NFL, and you know it's a short window for everybody. So there's a lot to fix in LA. And getting shorter. So why wouldn't you want to go to Denver, where that defense is a Super Bowl defense still? And they have a lot of parts on offense. Got some good wide receivers out there, don't they, Brandon?
Yeah, they do.
So the quarterbacks are stable. They need another system. So they're looking, I would think, for an offensive coach, too. Well, Kyle Shanahan comes to mind. Well, Josh McDaniels has already been there. Todd Haley has had great success in Pittsburgh. So some of these jobs, I think, have to be filled, in my opinion, by offensive coaches, not defensive
No, I didn't
coaches.
say it was a bad job. I just didn't say it was
It's
the
not
best
#1.
job.
Yes,
Yeah, and to Phil's point, everyone goes offensive or defensive coordinator. To me, that some of the best coaches are special teams. But I have 2 things. One, I'm glad my coach's name isn't up there. That's one.
You guys almost put his name up.
I know, right? Yeah. And number 2, which is concerning to me, is Coach Bill O'Brien's name could be up there. There's the report swirling around saying that.
Wait a minute,
coach can be fired
and he's done
if they don't win. And that's concerning to me. When you look at what he's done, he's lost J.J. Watt. He's still taking his team to the playoff. He's taken a quarterback that hasn't panned out and still made it to the playoff. He's changed the culture in just a few years, which is hard to do, and he's in the playoff. And now we're talking about that his job can be up for grabs.
And by the way, it could still be the Colts, the Lions, and the Texans all could have new potential head coaches. Yes, I mean, these are all the things that are out there.
Caldwell?
Unfortunately, yes.
Because?
Well, you know, they hire a new general manager, right? And I don't want to speak for him, but they hire a new general manager. He inherits a coach. That never works. Look what happened with the Jets and Jim Caldwell
go last year then? Why didn't he go last year?
You know, I don't know why. I don't
He's
know
done a remarkable job this year.
But all I can tell you is that all these things change. These are interpersonal relationships. Sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't. Look what happened in Buffalo this year. Look what happened in San Francisco.
Well, first of all, let me say this. I just finished up my 11th year, and I haven't been to the playoff once. So for me, that's disgusting when a team makes it to the playoffs and they talk about breaking up the team. It is so hard to make it to the playoffs. It's really hard, and I know that firsthand.
And, you know, it always annoys me, all the rumors. And, you know, to go 8-8 in the NFL, people say, oh, they'll go 8-8 like it's not. You know, we all know winning a game in the NFL is unbelievable. Yeah, when it's over, you, like, celebrate.
But at the end of the day, guys like Chip Kelly who get fired, he's getting $50 million, and he's not even working. And, you know, he knows the business that he's in. They all know the business. They all understand it, and that's why they're highly paid, highly compensated to try to be the CEO of a football team and to bring a culture to that particular city and bring a winning culture. Unfortunately, sometimes it just doesn't work out.
I think the other thing we have to talk about, of course, is the Rooney Rule, JD.
Okay,
coaches,
point.
you know, Anthony Lynn up in Buffalo.
And the Rooney Rule is...
Phil, you have some soul in you. I like you.
No,
You have some soul in you, man.
Boomer thinks I'm just a big old stiff, you know, but I'm
So by way of clarification, of course, whenever there's a coaching vacancy, there has to be at least one minority, one person of color being interviewed. That's the Rooney Rule. Are these legitimate candidates?
Yes, they definitely are. I think they are. Anthony Lynn's one, Vance Joseph, his name, I hear it constantly, read it everywhere. And I think Terrell Olsen, defensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions, I've heard his name for a couple years, too, that everybody, and you can watch the Lions play. Very sound. They do a lot. And I've been to a few of their practices. And I will tell you this, he's not afraid to yell at the players. So,
Harold Goodwin's on that
and Harold Goodwin's also.
And we know that
gonna be-
John Wooden has done a great job of trying to put these candidates up front in front of everybody to take a good look at them. I cannot believe this. Jim Caldwell, as excellent a job as he's done.
I don't believe
and you
it.
mentioned
So,
hard to make it to the playoffs.
Bill O'Brien in Houston as well too. It boggles my mind.
It is the NFL.
You know what I took out of this whole segment?
Which was?
I got some soul. That's what I